Hey everyone, before we begin, I would appreciate it a lot if you guys can help to subscribe to the channel by clicking onto the subscribe button as well as to help like the video. It will really help out the channel a lot. I appreciate it. Thanks. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, we will be continuing where we left off, which is Bandit level 30. So this is going to be the last 3 levels, and this video will conclude the Bandit Over the Wire Wargames series. So let's take a look at the challenge description page. So this will be another Git related challenge. We are able to git clone the repo successfully. So just an empty file. So let's take a look at what commands Git supports. So looking at the Git commands, we have performed quite a few of them. So we can see that there are no interesting logs available. There are also no additional branches available. So if we were to go through all of these commands, there isn't really anything much else that the challenge can come up with. There is only a limited amount of commands available. So another interesting command that we can look at is the tag command. We can see that there is a secret tag configured. We can use the git show command to display the description set for the tag. So this should be quite obvious that it is the password for the next challenge. So let's give that a try. It was a pretty straightforward challenge using the git tag command. Now let's take a look at the description for the next level. So this is again another Git related challenge. In the README file, there is a hint provided to us that we should push a file to the remote repository, and this should be the content of the file. Let's create the file as suggested by the challenge description. We have created the key.txt file. Now we should push this change to the remote repository as suggested by the README file. So let's take a look at how we can do this. We can try using the git push command, and we can see that it says everything is up to date. This is because the newly created key.txt file is not yet registered. The command to record changes to the repository is the commit command. So let's give that a try. It seems that the commit command isn't working. We are still unable to push the new file to the remote repository. Let's check out the git commands again. It is very likely that we will need to do a git add key.txt to add the file content to the index first before performing the commit. Let's give that a try. There is a git ignore configuration that will specifically ignore the key.txt file to ensure that it will not be committed. Let's change that. We have successfully removed the git ignore content. Let's give that another try. We are now able to add the key.txt file and record the changes into the index. Let's try and perform the commit command again. We will need to enter a commit message. So we have added the commit message, added key.txt file. Now we should be able to perform the git push command. We can see that it is now successful. By submitting the key.txt file with the correct content, the password for the next challenge, Bandit 32, is returned to us. Let's proceed to the next level. So this is something different. Let's take a look at the challenge description page. According to the description of the challenge, we will need to perform a jailed environment escape. Let's try and enumerate what we can do here. It seems that everything we entered is automatically converted to uppercase. This means that all of the commands will not work as they are case sensitive. So for this challenge, I was stuck for a while, and the solution to this is actually the $0 command. This will actually break out of the uppercase shell and return us a SH shell. I was very puzzled by this because if we were to look at the etc password file, we can see that the shell set for this Bandit 32 user is the uppercase shell. What this means is that the $0 should actually launch another upper shell instead of returning the SH shell, since the upper shell is our default shell. However, by entering the $0, we were able to get a SH shell instead of the default upper shell. So this was really puzzling to me. We should not be able to get a SH shell by entering the $0. Eventually, I was able to find this Reddit post on the explanation for Bandit level 32. So this user, PM me your shellcode, basically provided a very sensible explanation on this. He did some example to show that by echoing 0, we will basically get back the uppercase shell and not the SH shell. So this makes sense to me as I understand it. So the sensible explanation here is that the uppercase shell on the Bandit challenge is not a shell script, but it is a binary executable, which was what we have observed as well. So this makes sense. And within the binary executable, which means within the uppercase binary, it is probably running a loop like this to automatically convert all of the commands to uppercase, and it is using a syntax similar to this. So whatever command that we input, it will actually be executed by the SH shell instead, which means that if we were to enter the $0, we are actually getting the SH shell as the default shell instead, because this was how the commands are being executed. So this is very sensible and it's a good explanation. He further demonstrated this by just echoing it with the SH shell. So this is a very good example. Therefore, by entering the $0, we were able to get a SH shell instead of the standard uppercase shell. So with this last challenge, I will be concluding the video here. This will be the last video for the Bandit OverTheWire series, as this is the last challenge. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please help to do so, as well as to like the video. It would really help out the channel a lot. Thanks all, bye.